You're welcome to Movie Trailer. Join our YouTube channel for mind-blowing content to feel every emotion in this heart-wrenching tale of love and redemption. Today we will dive into John Wick Chapter 4 ending explanation and why its closure is the most ideal way to wrap up the franchise and how it lead way for Chapter 5. Despite the fact that John Wick Chapter 4 finished on a stunning note, it was the best finale for the film series, and here's the reason. The John Wick franchise has consistently given overpowering excitement through the careful making of activity scenes. While the canine's death in the first movie and getting to Wick's recollections when it was clear that all he needed to live was an existence of harmony added somewhat of a close-to-home touch, the show's main feature has forever been its adrenaline-filled activity. Remembering this, John Wick Chapter 4 guaranteed the crowd to keep them as eager and anxious as ever all through. The film was without a doubt the best in the franchise, whether in terms of action or emotional impact, which made them cry a piece at the end. The passing of John Wick, Keanu Reeves, toward the finish of the film surprised us, and in spite of the fact that he won the battle, he lost the war. Does this imply that all John has stood for so far has been for no good reason? Personally, not really. And here's why the finale of John Wick Chapter 4 is the ideal way to wrap up the adventure. Understanding the ending of John Wick 4. The High Table has failed to wipe out Wick despite their attempts starting from the first film, and the Baba Yaga starts hunting one by one, beginning with the table's elder in the starting scene of Chapter 4. Marquis de Graymont, Bill Skarsgård, destroyed the Continental, excommunicate Winston, and killed the concierge Sharon, spear Riddick. With no different choices, he contacts Donnie Yen's Kane, who is by all accounts Wick's old colleague, however is really a dangerous professional killer and maybe the only one capable of killing the mighty Baba Yaga. Wick, then again, learns of an old-fashioned duel that could stop this pain and challenge Marquis de Graymont to a gunfight at Paris Sacré-Cœur.
Turn his rules and consequences against him. Challenge him to single combat.
However, rather than confronting John, Marquis assigned Kane, hoping to plan an unexpected attack when John gets weaker. With both injured, Marquis plans to kill John. However, Wick didn't shoot Kane in the last round, saving the shot for Marquis, which prompts his demise. John Wick Chapter 4 finishes up with the Harbinger, Clancy Brown, proclaiming John's freedom. Yet it likewise finishes with him dying, as shown in the last minutes in which Bowery King, Lawrence Fishburne, and Winston offer their appreciation to John's grave, which is caved next to his wife Helena's. The whole thing started with John Wick wanting to carry on with a tranquil existence with his canine, which was evidently killed, driving him to go on a killing binge. Since the second chapter, he has only sought one thing: freedom from the High Table, which is never going to budge on executing Wick and needs to make an illustration of him for breaking the principles of the Crook organization. John was victorious during his crusade despite the fact that his attempt to negotiate with the High Table were vain. This brings us to Chapter 5, whenever John Wick got an opportunity to gain his freedom without shedding extra blood. While he was fruitful in winning his freedom, he died in the end while dreaming about his wife, Helen. One might say, John's freedom has forever been death, since danger generally finds him, whether through another High Table member near Marquis or somebody from his past who want retaliation. While John Wick has been separated from everyone else starting from the first film, he had some friends who helped him, from attendant Sharon to Shimazu, the proprietor of Osaka's The Continental. In spite of the fact that Sharon passed on because of the Marquis de Graymont, he had a satisfying life above all regrets since he served Winston earnestly and died for him. Shimazu, then again, is a Japanese man who focuses on honor above dread, and this is unequivocally the thing he addresses in the film. Moreover, both Bowery Lord and Winston suffered considerably while attempting to help Wick, with the Bowery King getting 7 cuts from 0 and Winston losing his most confided in concierge Sharon and the Continental. Eventually, the Bowery Lord was happy with the High Table's decision to give John's freedom, and despite the fact that John's death shocked him, he smiled, thinking his close friend would rest in the afterlife. Meanwhile, Winston exacted his vengeance on the Marquis de Graymont and Kane. Although waiting that Akira will kill him, he guaranteed that his little girl would be safe in the event that anything happened to him. Despite the bittersweet conclusion, the film achieved definitively what it set off to do, Find a response to the issue with the high table and give John the freedom he deserves rather than living a life full of regrets.